Hey, so good evening. The name is Kojo, Blockchain Kojo. Want to give everybody an update on the crypto fortune opportunity we're a part of. I think it started on January 6th. Many of us joined somewhere around the 10th, 15th, 20th, right? We're earning about 3.33%. We knew that this smart contract was running entirely on money rotation. There was no trading. It was just a pure community built system, and it was, it was very definitely profitable, exciting experience that many of us went through. Unfortunately, there was a lot of FUD from a big community that was, basically going head and head, rivaling with this opportunity. They went down, within their first 30 days. And so because of that, they used that entire 2 weeks, the energy they had to create negative press, which caused a lot of people who hit their 30-day mark, especially within the Indian communities and the East Asian communities, to exit, right? And with less people coming in and building teams and communities, the rotation slowed down, right? And one thing that the developers did here that I very much appreciate is that they did not give up on the community. We've been in many projects, right? Whether it's the fault of the company, the fault of the community, the fault of regulations, or FUD from, when we say FUD, people spreading rumors just to get people in negative mindsets. Regardless of all these factors, some projects, many projects we've been in, just close shop. They look for the smallest excuse to say, hey, it wasn't our fault, we are done, we're not coming back, right? But these guys stayed firm. They went back to the lab. They actually had an entire roadmap that they were building and expecting to launch later on, but from what we've seen, they kind of fast-tracked everything. So we're gonna go right into the fast track, right? So Crypto Fortune 1.0, as we know it, that is over, right? The contract is still there, it's immutable, you can't delete it, but no one is using it, right? They had to create an entirely new smart contract. So that is the good thing about smart contracts that are renounced and immutable. We know you cannot even update it, right? So with that being said, this is the new protocol. Now, this is supposed to launch tomorrow. Everyone can go on this website, www.fortuneprotocol.live or thefortuneprotocol.com, and you're going to use the existing wallets you had inside of Crypto Fortune, that 3.3%. You're going to use those same wallets to um, basically register using this website, right? The reason why you don't need to have your sponsors link if you're already a part of the old system is because all the data from the old contract has been migrated to the new contract. So the minute you put your wallet in, you're going to see your genealogy, and you're also going to be exposed to, for those of us that were in the first ecosystem, um, unremitted balances, right? We'll get into all of that as well. You're going to see unremitted balances in your back office. That gives you an idea of what you have as far as bonus equity from the old system. I explained how that works, right? Now, that mechanism is based entirely on USDT deposits made versus USDT withdrawals out. So everyone that was a part of the previous protocol, myself, for example, I had 500 in multiple wallets, and I did actually earn more than what I put in inside of a few of those wallets. A few of them were new that I started, and I did not achieve my ROI. So I'll share mine as an example. On the accounts where I put in 500 and made withdrawals into my MetaMask of 500 or more, I have a zero credit inside of Fortune Protocol, right? Because in any system, which especially this is not being a trading system, this was not a robot trading or anything, it's money rotation. So you only get credited the actual liquidity that came from your pocket into the system. Commissions, all of that does not count because that is rotated funds that has to go back to the person who actually put it in the system, right? So in my scenario, that 500 wallet that I created, that I withdrew into my MetaMask, 500 or more, I get credited zero. Same applies to everyone in the protocol. Now, for members that, like for example, my other wallet, where I put in 500 and only extracted $230 out of the system into my MetaMask, I am only going to be credited based on the balance, the difference, right? So the 500 minus the 230 would leave me with 270 USDT. So in the new ecosystem, I would see remitted, credits to be remitted to me of the amount of 270. Okay. So all other accounts that have the same scenario where you put in, for example, you put in 200, but you only extracted into your MetaMask $80, right? Then you're only going to be credited the difference, which would be 200 minus 80, which would be 120. Now, it's going to take 45 days minimum from the day of launch of this protocol for those remitted balances to be available to claim. You're going to see it in the back office. We're going to go through this ecosystem to understand what has been created, what checks, what systems have been put here that allow us to be able to claim these credits. Because remember, once again, in the old system, no one had control of no one's money. That is the definition of a decentralized smart contract. It's all wallets on chain. We saw the audit. No one had anyone's money. This is just a system with developers who have a level of integrity, who have taken the responsibility on themselves to say, hey, we want a community that's going to last, that's going to stay with us, that's going to grow with us. And so, because of that, we want to find innovative ways to continue this ecosystem and actually bring out your full ecosystem plan. Okay. So I've covered that and we'll revisit it back at the end when we do Q&As for those of you that are just coming in. Right. So let me go ahead and see. So once again, real quick disclaimer, right? We understand again, this is going to be another protocol based on the same crowdfunding model, right? Based on the same rotation, but here they have added some very unique checks and balances that make this very, very attractive. And I could easily say long term compared to what we had previously. Okay. So that is the advantage, right? Once again, we're able to use decentralized wallets. Everything stays decentralized. The link to get started, you don't necessarily need to have your sponsor's link, right? You can just go straight to the main website as long as you are in the wallet that you use for the system, the previous system. Is going to show all your data, whether you have teams in your organization. It's going to show your remittance amount that's going to be credited to you along the line as well. Okay. Now in this new system, what's being done is that they created a new smart contract that pays 1 to 1.3% a day. So that gives us, much more room to grow this as a community and to benefit from this, right? Because we know that 3.33% was a higher risk, right? And here it's been reduced to that 1 to 1.3%. Now, members who choose to participate in this new protocol, once again, you not easily find projects in this space that, for some reason, if they have a liquidity crunch, they actually come back and honor their community members. So, personally, myself, I'm very, very excited. I want to say I'm supportive of, this initiative and what this um, team that created this project has done. For those of you that have been joining the Zooms, you've been listening to KK, who is our main leader or sponsor or upline who's connected to the development team, give us all these updates on a daily basis over the last, 40 days that we've been waiting, right? Now, if you choose to get started, yes, you have the opportunity to earn 1% to 1.3% a day, and anyone can get started with as little as $25 USDT. Now, in this project, you are buying packages. So you're not going to get capital back. You're getting returns from your package. Okay. So this is the new thing, right? We are buying packages more sustainable. And once you earn a certain amount on your package, then your package expires, right? Your earning expire. You just take all your profits and you can move on, or you can come back in and reinvest. Okay. So now members have the ability to actually deposit more. Remember, with the first protocol, we're capped per wallet at 500. Now you don't need a dozen wallets, right? You can have more than 1,000. You can buy multiple $1,000 packages. You can buy multiple $500 packages, multiple hundred, or a mix of everything and earn from it, right? So that is a good thing that we see here. We earn 1% a day till you earn 200%. So you put in $1,000, you will earn $2,000 in USDC. It's been changed from USDT to USDC, which is the same thing. They're all stable coins. If you have USDT, all you do is whatever wallet you have it in, you should be able to easily just swap it to USDC, okay? It's all on the Binance Smart Chain. So once you earn 2,000 USDC from your 1,000 investment, you have maxed your package. Now you can put 1,000 back, right? And keep your 1,000 profit, put 1,000 back in and earn again. And you can continue to do this and continue to grow your portfolio, right? Now, in order to earn 1.3%, right, which is the main goal of everyone, right? You are starting off a race where everyone is racing to the finish line. The faster you get there, which is to collect your 200%, the better for you, right? Because it allows you to rinse and repeat many times across the different weeks, months of this platform being around, right? So here you have an opportunity to boost your rewards by sharing with 3 people who share with 3 people each. Okay. Once you share with 3 people who share with 3 people each, then you'll be in position to earn 1.3%. Okay. They do have rewards here in the form of level income. We call that direct deposit bonuses, right? So it's been reduced, right, to ensure sustainability, that people put funds in and they're able to extract more funds in rewards as opposed to it being distributed throughout the network, right? So it's 2% on the first level, and then it goes down to 1% on the fourth level. It goes from 0.5% all the way 12 levels deep inside of this platform. But here, there are some requirements, right? You need to have 2 directs who deposit $50 minimum to open up to 6 levels. 1 direct with $50 minimum opens up 9 levels. One, like, as well as, I think this is meant to be 2 directs. 2 directs, also with at least $50 minimum, right? And then you need to have yourself at least $100 deposited in your own wallet to be able to open up these levels. Right, it goes all the way, as you can see, up even to level 25, right? You see all the different requirements and the percentages. So once it gets to level 22, it starts to grow again as well, okay? It starts to grow as well. Now, there are leadership ranks as well, right? First one is Explorer. You have 5 directs with $100 inside of the protocol. Builder, you have 2 directs and a team of 25 members, so 25 wallets, active wallets, then you qualify. Now here, you get a team daily reward. You get a check match on your team's daily profits. Folks, I'm going to stress on this part. If you thought we made money in the first project, you have no idea what's possible here. When you start to earn daily check match from your team's rewards, that's a whole other level, right? So if you have your team earning $1,000 a day, for example, this is an easy 80 bucks a day. If you have a team earning $10,000 a day, that 8% is an easy $800 a day, okay? So as you can see, the percentages go higher, right? The next rank requires you to have 2 directs and a team of 25. Next rank requires you to have 3 directs and a team of 125 in order to hit the third rank, right? So it's going to take some work, some effort, right? So it means that less liquidity leaves the ecosystem. So it's going to be more sustainable over time, right? The next rank, you need to have 4 directs and a team of 500. At that point, you're getting a 21% check match on your entire team's profits. Folks, even if your team is earning 1,000 a day, right? Which means that you have 100,000 in volume. You are walking away with $210 every single day just from the check match rewards, right? Now, there are some different rules and systems in place that is going to require you to make some more deposits. We'll look at that as well, okay? And the other ranks continue, right? Captain, 6 directs, and a team of 2,000. Folks, as you can see, this is going to require a lot of leaders to put in a good amount of effort because of the rewards that's on the table. Folks, when you have a team of 5,000, right, and you have a system willing to reward you 30% of the daily ROI, do you know what that could be? Right? Now let's look at in a scenario where everyone just puts $100. That's 500,000 in volume. That's going to earn about $5,000 a day. What's 30% of 5,000 a day? Right? You can put it in the chat. What's 30% of $5,000 a day? Right? That's about $1,500 every day. Every day from just 500,000 in volume, right? This is if everyone just puts in 100, right? And so the final rank is called creator, where you have 4 founders, right, in 4 different groups, and now you at 36% check match. Now this check match goes all the way 50 levels deep, folks. It goes all the way 50 levels deep, right? So we are definitely in for a treat with this opportunity, okay? It says it right here at the bottom, up to 50 levels. Now there's also the peer reward. Basically, we call it same rank bonus. So if you have someone who's at the same rank as yourself, guess what? You will get 10% of what they earn from their community, okay? From their community. Now, there's also time limits to hit these ranks, right? And once again, this is what you need. Now let's go back to contributor. Let's see what contributor is. 3 directs, 3 direct explorers. So you need 3 people who have 5 directs of 100 each, and a total team of 125 members. You have 90 days to complete this. Now, this gold rush is going to grow this ecosystem at a faster rate, right? Because people be putting a lot of work very fast to close out on all these ranks, collect these bonuses, all the way up to $200,000 in instant leadership bonus. When you do the sum of all of this, this should be easily almost 400,000 or easily $350,000 worth of USDC direct leadership bonuses. This is not including the 50 levels that you're going to be earning check match, nor the 25 levels that you're going to be earning direct deposit bonuses on. This is a true leadership experience. For those of you that have been in the industry, when you see plans like this, I'm sure you're running up these numbers already and you know what's possible here. Okay. We're gonna touch base on back on the big elephant in the room once again. For those of us that were in the previous system, I know many of you are just coming in, right? So the first question you would probably have is, what about the funds we had in the old system, right? So let's clarify that once again. I'm going to use myself an example, right? I had several wallets in. I had a few of them where I had 500 invested and some I had 300. But for the ones that I had 500 in this example, some of them I earned exactly how much I put in or more. When I say earned, I extracted it from the smart contract into my MetaMask. They have copied all the data from the old contract and run the numbers. What you're looking at is USDT deposits into the contract minus USDT withdrawals out of the contract. So if you put in 500 and you were building a team or you earned and you extracted 500 in rewards, just like I did in some of my wallets or more, you have zero credit. Once again, the Crypto Fortune project was not a trading project. No one was holding our funds for us to ask for funds from anyone. It's a smart contract and the money was transparently on the pool. But what I do appreciate is that the team behind it, they have sympathy, empathy, whatever word you want to use, or accountability to the community enough that they want to keep your community. And so they created an avenue where they would put funds aside from this system that is just launching. So from 45 days after the launch, I believe we are launching tomorrow. 45 days after, members who, for in the scenario, one of my wallets, I had 500 in, I withdrew $230 into my MetaMask. I will be credited $270 worth of this FRX token. That's what this token is for. This is how they will credit pre-existing users because it's much easier to do it with a volatile token than with a stable currency. Okay, so it's going to be also a race to who sells first and who's going to be patient enough if they didn't sell first to believe in this opportunity to continue to grow. From my analysis of this tokenomics, folks, this is going to do extremely well. Okay. Now, this is how they're putting it all together. Once again, it's all smart contracts. There is no developer hiding behind a machine deciding who gets what. Fully decentralized, renounced, audited, on chain. That's what we like about this, right? So there's going to be a liquidity pool for the token, right? There's going to be 20% of the token supply in here. Staking rewards, there's going to be future staking rewards. So regardless of whether the price is going down or not, I would rather want to hold my tokens and earn bonuses on it, right? Because the ROI part of this system is only in USDC. There is no token here. It's USDC in, USDC out. But for the previous system, we get credited in the token. So basically, we're the winners. Anyone who was not able to extract their amounts back in their wallet, you guys are actually winning because with volatile tokens, you could receive, maybe you were owed $100, you collected, you wake up a few days later, it's 500. That's way more than you were to collect. So that's the advantage of this. It could go down, don't get me wrong. But then if you stake, and they give you rewards, then you would make back the difference, right? Marketing will have 9%, DeFi incentives. There'll be a GameFi ecosystem. They're going to launch a lottery system the minute this token goes live, where people will be able to buy tickets and everyday prizes will be given away by a smart contract. Somebody who wins is going to claim all that prize, right? And every day they're going to run it. So guess what? People are going to throw a little bit of $2, $3, $4, $5 in hopes to be lucky, right? And that is what's going to drive this token utility in the beginning. Then you're going to launch on exchanges. You're going to do your airdrops. as well. The airdrops is what we are going to be collecting, right? There's a treasury reserve and there's a partnership fund and community rewards, right? All in this. So you can see it's a lot of tokens being put in different locked wallets. Some come out, some don't come out, some get manually distributed, some don't, right? So this is the roadmap, right? They start off with the airdrops, the token launches right after that, and then they launch their own blockchain. So we've seen these developers, they work very fast. I believe this should be ready soon. They're gonna launch their own decentralized exchange, right? And you're gonna launch their own leverage trading DEX where you can trade leverage on chain. They're gonna have the GameFi where they're gonna launch different games as well. And then they're gonna launch the exchange. They're gonna do testnet and then launch it, right? They have a lot more coming, and everything you're seeing here in the roadmap is based on the token, no USDC or USDT. You want to participate on anything they're gonna launch after the Fortune protocol, it's all in your token. So the token is going to be a high value demand token. Imagine the next 45 days, you have leaders earning 500 a day, 300 a day, 1,000 a day, right? From the ecosystem and the token launches. It's very likely they would be buying a lot of these tokens, right? So they'll talk about the Fortune Safeguard Protocol. Now, based off the experience of the first ecosystem, they have decided to create these extra wallets where fees will be put in for future in case, this project also dries up in liquidity and there are some people stuck, from not being able to achieve any type of rewards, then there wouldn't be a need to even launch something new. There's already funds allocated in place to help support the ecosystem. So that is something that they put aside after we experienced what we experienced in the first project, right? Now, this reserve is automatically funded through smart contracts. So no developer is sitting somewhere holding these tokens and deciding when they want to use it. No. Okay. This the purpose of this reserve acts as a community protection mechanism, ensuring that funds are available to provide support or compensation to participants if any unexpected situations arise in the future. So this is a good thing to have, right? Minimum withdrawal is $10, right? Every withdrawal is subjected to a 6% fee. Principal withdrawal within 30 days, right? Participants may withdraw their principal amount within 30 days from the deposit date. However, there will be a 25% deduction fee. So let's say I have my funds in and some emergency happens, right? I say, no, even though I bought a package, I still want my funds. I have to leave now. You have 30 days to do that. Anything after 30 days, you cannot do that, right? So if you do that within the 30 days, they'll take a 25% fee from whatever you have earned plus your principal. And then at that point, it's a calculation rule. Any rewards already earned will be first deducted from the original deposit amount. The remaining amount will be considered as the net principal on which the 25 is deducted, right? So that's how that works, just to let you know. But it's good that they do have that emergency provision. Now, maximum earning limit, okay? Now, based on your deposit, there is a certain amount you can withdraw daily, okay? That's also something you should know. Also, based on your deposit, you can earn up to 3x if you're building a team. So the maximum earning limit without team building is 2x. So everyone who's passive is 2x. Now, when you achieve rank 1 or higher and you're building an organization, then you actually now have a 3x limit because they know you're earning team commissions. So they want to give you a higher limit. You take more out and then you put some back in. You take more out and you put some back in. The maximum daily energy earning limit is equal to the participant's deposit amount, meaning that if I have, for example, $200 in my own staking, and I have built a team and my team is earning $100 a day, It means that after 2 days, right? I mean, every day I can withdraw. I'm able to collect the whole $100 because it's less than what I put in. But the minute my team starts to earn $250 a day, I can only take out 200 a day because my deposit is 200. And also, once I hit 3x, I add more. Once I hit 3x, I add more, and I keep doing that. This ensures that more liquidity goes back in the ecosystem, keeping it more sustainable. On reinvestments, uplines will receive 50% of the existing level bonus structure, right? So the level income that we get, the direct deposit bonuses, fresh deposits, you get the whole 2%, 1%, whatever, coming all the way down 25 levels. But reinvested amounts, you only get half of that. Okay. It's no longer USDT BEP20, it's USDC. Okay. So just wanted to correct that. So, folks, that is the entire presentation for Fortune Protocol. I'm gonna just go to the front real quick for those that missed it, right? You are able to buy packages in this new opportunity. The new smart contract goes live tomorrow. We'll find out on the Zoom at 1 p.m. Eastern. I urge every single person to share that Zoom link, the official Zoom link, remind your teams, everyone be on the call because once it goes live, I mean, you don't want to wait, the next 2, 3 days, especially when you build an organization before you're making your deposit, right? You might be losing out on bonuses, okay? So we all want to get involved from day one. So let's go and hype our communities, right? Now here, anyone can get started for as little as $25, right? So $25 or $50, 250, up to 1,000 in packages. You can buy as many packages as you want. Okay. So you can put in 5 of these 1,000 packages. Okay. You can put in 10 of the 500 packages, or you can have a mixture of each package, right? And you're going to earn, it's in stablecoin USDC. You're going to earn 1% a day on your USDC until you have earned 200%. Now, if you want to earn more at a faster rate, so you can be risk-free at a faster rate, right? Because if you're being passive, this means that it will take you 200 days to collect your 200%, which is not bad at all, right? That's pretty decent, right? But if you want to do it at a faster rate, then you want to share with 3 people who also share with at least 3 people each. Then now you would earn 1.3% a day, getting you closer to your goal. Once you achieve your ROI, you have the option to invest some back in so you can stay active and keep earning, or you can walk away with your profits. Okay. Then there's the level income direct deposit bonus, 25 levels. Then when you hit the ranks, you have what we call daily ROI check match. You can earn a percentage of your team's rewards starting from 8%. This is daily, 50 levels deep. Folks, think about this, 50 levels deep, right? So you have a team earning $1,000 a day and you are at, for example, strategist, 21%. That's $210 a day that you're going to collect, plus whatever you get from the levels and your own return, right? And it goes all the way up to 36%. Folks, this is a number that gets me excited because when you build a team and you have, you know, grown a team to a large size and large volume, just think about the returns. If they are collecting 10,000 a day and you're taking in 36%, now that's huge, right? But once again, there will be a difference, right, in earnings between the ranks. So if you have someone who's a founder rank, of course, you get the difference between you and their team. But then remember, you have other teams, right? And so there'll be variations in ranks and whatever, and you would earn more through the collective. Okay. So yeah, that's that PDF that we shared out. All the information is available. There's a recording from KK as well. Um, Now, as far as once again the question of what happens with previous funds, we already discussed that. these community rewards, treasury reserve, partnership fund, right, and airdrop wallet, this is all there to ensure that users from the old system, right, let's say you put in 500 and then you withdrew 300 into your MetaMask or your token pocket, that means the system only has to credit you 200. If you put in 500 and you were able to withdraw 500 into your MetaMask, system credits you 0, right? That's for everyone, right? So they already have all that data they copied and they've put it in the new contract, okay? Yeah, so that brings us to the end. I'm gonna stop the sharing and stop the recording.